And is the best Xbox controller only $40? The Xbox showcase on the 12th is going to be so huge, it's going to take place over 2 days. So a couple of videos ago, me and my buddy Jimmy talked about an article that was put out where they ranked the best controllers for Xbox. I'm chuckling about it now because number 1 was just the regular Xbox controller. I was like, okay, I thought this was going to be a list of a lot of cool controllers, and there was, but number 1 was just the regular Xbox controller. I thought that was kind of funny. But an interesting omission from the list, I thought, was they surprisingly left off 8-bit do controllers. They didn't talk about any of their controllers, even in the honorable mention section. They talked about Power A, they talked about the Elite Series controller, but not 8-bit do, 8-bit do. Where were they? Now, in a previous video, I talked about 8-bit do's Pro 2 controller, and it stuck out to me because a lot of people, whether it be online or people I talked to in person, were really high on this controller. And on top of that, they're very, very reasonably priced. That controller was priced at around like $40, $45. And now we have this article from Forbes talking about the ultimate wired controller from Xbox, which is a new 8-bit do controller. And again, he's really high on this controller. He's really jazzed about the ultimate wired controller for Xbox by 8-bit do. And he starts off with this strong. He makes a really strong assertion. He goes, after covering 8-bit do Pro 2 controller last year, I genuinely thought that was probably the best third-party pad we were going to get for a while. Well, it looks like I was wrong about that. The 8-bit do ultimate wired controller for Xbox is exactly what you'd expect, in that it is fully customizable gamepad with all manner of extra features, but retains an excellent feel in terms of its input. And then he goes on to say, overall, this is easily the best gamepad for PC and Xbox gaming right now, and it cost a fraction of the cost of an Elite controller, and is also cheaper than the standard Xbox pad to boot. And the fact that it's wired, it's mentioned that it's really easy to just transfer to wherever you're playing. You plug it into your Xbox, you can play. You plug it into your PC, you can play. You don't have to fiddle with the Bluetooth, which can be kind of annoying sometimes, kind of a hassle. Once you have it set up, it's nice because it has the double tap feature, so you can switch back and forth. But searching for it, connecting your controller, and of course there's questions about latency. It's usually pretty good on the wireless controller, but obviously it's most optimal in terms of latency with a direct connection from controller to console or PC. So again, for the price and by this glowing recommendation, this could be a really interesting pickup for a lot of you out there. I'm definitely going to try to get my hands on one. It comes in 3 different colors, so white, black, pink are the colors they have right now. Like when I covered it last time, I should have picked up the Pro controller, and now they're saying that this controller, the ultimate controller for Xbox, is even better than that controller. So I'm definitely gonna pick it up and maybe check it out in a future video. Make sure you subscribe, set your notifications to all to keep updated on that. If you want to pick up the ultimate wired Xbox controller as made by 8-bit do, I know it's 8-bit do, but I like saying 8-bit do, I have the link down in the description where you can pick one up for yourself. And if you want, there's some other accessories down there if you want to check them out. If you buy using any of the links down in the description, I get a small percentage of that, and I get to keep making content for you guys. For all of you out there still struggling to get a Series X, I may have the perfect solution for you. Now, you've heard it a million times. PlayStation 5s, Xbox Series X, they're hard to get your hands on right now. Xbox Series X, not as much. I feel like it's been a little better in the past couple of months. People are starting to see them in stores a little bit, but depending on your region, it could still be kind of tricky to get your hands on one. Now, if you're still looking to buy an Xbox Series X, Amazon may just be your best bet going forward. I say this because they're finally starting to implement an invitation system. This is first coming to their PS5 consoles, so when you go and search up PS5s on Amazon, instead of add to cart or buy now options, which are insane or not available right now, they have replaced that with a request invitation button. So all you have to do is go click that button, and they will theoretically send you an invite when they have stock to buy a PlayStation 5. They have confirmed that this system is coming to Xbox Series X consoles in the near future, very near future, hopefully. How soon? Well, this article was put up just yesterday, June 6th. And according to TechCrunch, the same invitation request will be available for the highly anticipated Xbox Series X within the next few days. So very, very soon, hopefully, like I was saying. There are a few things that you do need to be aware of course. First of all, the invite link is only valid for 72 hours. So you have to really be checking for this thing. Make sure it's not in your spam folder. Make sure you don't miss it, because after 72 hours, it's gonna expire and you're gonna miss your chance. Also, you are not guaranteed to get an invite invite link if you go and you click on the request invitation button on Amazon. So while it is a little bit less frustrating than dealing with, when Amazon stocks up these consoles and then they instantly go out the window because everyone has a million bots, scalpers pick them right up right away, it does seem like a little bit of a raffle, a little bit of a gamble still. Talking through it with you guys right now, it almost kind of seems like it's gonna get a little bit harder. Not only do you have to deal with the bots and the scalpers, but they also, there's no stopping a bunch of bots going in and requesting an invitation and getting them before people. So there is still kind of that problem, but at least it looks like these retailers are at least attempting to solve some of these issues that have been going on for the past 2 years. And the good news is that you do not need to be a Prime member in order to access this request invitation system, unlike Walmart Plus or Total Tech at Best Buy. Next up, let's talk about the Xbox Bethesda showcase. It's going down, guys, on June 12th. And gosh, the community is just abuzz with excitement for this showcase. I think it's going to be really awesome. I have a really good feeling about it. And it's going to be doubly awesome because I have the amazing opportunity, I'm very lucky, to watch it live at FanFest in downtown LA. And I am super pumped because I've always wanted to go to one of these cool, awesome video game events. Now, a lot of people were disappointed, of course, that Bethesda delayed Redfall and Starfield into 2023, but I still have a really good feeling about this showcase because we have seen reports already that Microsoft has mandated all Xbox game studios to show something, to show some gameplay. And this showcase on Sunday is going to be an hour and a half long, so you can imagine, with State of Play, that was only 20, 30 minutes max. This is going to be triple that. It's going to be longer than Nintendo Direct, longer than State of Play. It's going to be a huge blowout of hopefully a lot of gameplay and a lot of announcements. I'm trying to manifest seeing Avowed at this showcase. I mean, I've talked about it a bunch of times, and I'm sure people are more excited about other games, but me personally, I cannot wait to see what Obsidian has in store for that game. Hopefully we see a really awesome gameplay trailer, but we have even more stuff to be excited about because apparently they're extending the showcase. They're going to have another showing on June 14th at 10 a.m. Pacific time. That is once again going to be an hour and a half long. So between June 12th and June 14th, we are going to have up to 3 hours of news and announcements and gameplay. Xbox Wire has a pretty detailed blog post talking about what we can expect at this June 12th showcase coming up this Sunday, and they even have some instructions on how you can attend FanFest yourself if you want to check it out. But at the very bottom, if you scroll down, it says, will there be an extended show? Yes. Stay tuned for the Xbox Game Showcase Extended on June 14th at 10 a.m. Pacific time, where we will share new trailers, take deeper looks at the news from the Xbox and Bethesda Game Showcase, and speak with some of your favorite game creators. So again, this I feel like is exactly what Xbox needs. Come out swinging with a big, sexy show and then follow that up with another hour and a half of stuff. I think it's going to be really awesome, and I cannot wait to experience the next chapter of Xbox at FanFest. Like I said, I am super pumped, and if some of y'all are there, feel free to say hi. I would love to talk to some of y'all. What's up, guys? For this segment, I'm coming at you live from my bedroom. That's right, my own personal setup at home. I'm here to talk about Game Pass. Like I always say, it is not an Xbox Ready video if I do not talk about Game Pass in some way. We have some really exciting additions coming to Game Pass in the month of June, specifically on June 7th. June 7th is going to be a great day for Game Pass. So let's get started. One of the games is Chorus, and the description is, take control of Nara on a quest to destroy the dark cult that created her. Unlock devastating weapons and mind-bending abilities in a true evolution of the space combat shooter. Explore ancient temples, engage in exhilarating zero-G combat, and venture beyond our waking reality. Now, I just gotta say, whoever writes these descriptions, they nailed it for this game. I'm instantly hooked. Here for the story, here for the mind-bending space abilities or telepathic abilities or whatever. I'm here for the sentient starfighter. This sounds like a super fun, unique game. Also making its way over to the service is Space Lines from the Far Out. Now, this is a game that I talked about in a previous video. Super excited to play it. The official description is Space Lines from the Far Out is a roguelike co-op management game about airlines and space, with a generous serving of 60s space-age flair and jazz. Now again, I'm super excited to jump into this game. I love the chaotic nature of a procedurally generated map and challenges. So again, looking forward to playing this one. Space Lines from the Far Out. And perhaps the headliner for Game Pass games in the month of June is Assassin's Creed Origins, also making its way to the service on the 7th, alongside these games that I just talked about. And yes, it is Assassin's Creed Origins, not Odyssey, it's Origins. Now, I used to be a huge Assassin's Creed fan. I played all of the main games religiously as they came out, though I haven't had the chance to play these new age Assassin's Creed games, like Origins, like Odyssey, like Valhalla. And Origins is a pretty interesting addition because I feel like it is the bridge, sort of, between the old school Assassin's Creed and this new wave that I was just talking about. It came out right after Syndicate, and came out before Odyssey and Valhalla, of course. Like I said, I've never played it before, but I wanted to check it out specifically because they added a next-gen patch that supposedly boosts the game to 60 frames per second. And again, I'm grateful that it's coming to Game Pass, because if you try to buy it digitally, sorry all my Series S owners out there, it is $60 on the Microsoft Store. I don't understand why it's $60 for a game that came out in 2017. But like I said, it's coming to Game Pass. It'll definitely be on there by the time this video comes out, so you can try it as part of your subscription. Don't have to pay 60 bucks. Without further ado, let's hop in, check out how it holds up performance-wise, and I'll give my first impressions because, like I said, it is my first time playing this game. Okay, opening up with a nice little cutscene. Not as smooth as it should for a cutscene. You know what? It's looking pretty smooth, like, running around, and, like, now that, strangely enough, the cutscene seemed to be struggling. I don't know why, but standing the camera and running around, the frame rate seems to be pretty stable, I would say. Yeah, it's looking pretty smooth, I'm not gonna lie. Textures look pretty good. It looks better in-game than it did in the cutscene. I'm confused. Oh, Jimmy told me to do this. I'm gonna hold up, and I'm gonna count to... Oh, hey, guy, I'm talking to the camera here, buddy. I'm gonna hold up the controller. 3, 2, 1, attack. 3, 2, 1, attack. Seems to be pretty responsive. What's up?
That does it. I cannot believe their goal. It is sad.
We're about to kiss. Oh my... See, the loading times, it used to be you were running through that little loading time screen for a while, but with the Series X, it's like bing, bang, boom, you're back in the game. I'm liking the setting so far, like the story, I love a good revenge tale, that's what I loved about the Ezio Assassin's Creed 2 storyline so much. In terms of performance, it seems to be holding pretty true to that 60 FPS. Didn't experience a lot of drops, weirdly enough. The cutscene, that opening cutscene did not look great. I didn't love that they sent me on a fetch quest so early in the game. Oh, hey, go over here and get this leather and then craft this. I'm worried a little bit that the crafting, although it sounds cool in theory, will get kind of annoying over time. Overall, though, I think it's a great addition to Game Pass. I think it's always a good move to have more Ubisoft games on Game Pass. But yeah, definitely gonna keep playing this, maybe stream, maybe start a new channel with just Let's Plays. I'll keep you updated, but stay tuned. Next up, we got Goldeneye 007. Now, a lot of you may have very, very, very fond memories of playing Goldeneye on your Nintendo 64. I know I do. I spent hours and hours and hours with my friends at sleepovers way into the night playing this game. And a lot of people are saying, yo, the remaster of this game could be coming to Xbox consoles soon. Wario64 on Twitter tweeted out these screenshots of Xbox's website with a bunch of GoldenEye 007 achievements. And that, I don't know guys, that seems to be, I mean, I know it's all speculation at this point. It's all like nothing has been confirmed. But I would say, like, where there's smoke, there's fire, right? If we already saw some of this a couple of months ago when achievements for GoldenEye 007 were popping up on Achievement Tracker for Xbox, and it gained a lot of traction, people were saying, okay, well, could we be seeing GoldenEye 007 sometime in the fall, sometime for the holiday season? According to this VideoGamesChronicle.com article that covers this tweet and GoldenEye 007 potentially releasing, it was first spotted earlier this year that Rare developers were seemingly playing an Xbox version of the FPS, as their progress was being logged on tracker sites such as True Achievements, which I just mentioned. Last year, it was also confirmed that Microsoft had to shelve an already completed remaster of the classic N64 game for the Xbox 360 back in 2007, following licensing issues and miscommunication between license holders and a young team who rushed ahead to create it. That is basically referencing some drama, and I'll try my best to condense it for people who may not be familiar with it, but Xbox, Microsoft, they own Rare Studios. And Rare Studios used to be a big Nintendo developer, publisher. Obviously, they put out Perfect Dark, they put out Banjo-Kazooie, they put out Conker's Bad Fur Day, all Nintendo classics that I remember very, very fondly, and of course, Goldeneye 007. Well, even though Microsoft Xbox now owns Rare, Nintendo still owns the IP Goldeneye, so there was some drama there. Nintendo was like originally cool with it, then they were like, nah, we don't want that to be happening. This remaster coming out in 2007, so they pulled support for that, and then Xbox was like, oh man, we already have this game, whatever. The co-director for the remaster had some things to say in a recent interview. He says, the thing I find strangest is, why now? Why leak it after all this time? Someone must have had it for all those years. It just seems strange to me. When I first heard about it, it almost made me think, is Microsoft leaking it on purpose for some reason? I don't think that would make sense, but it does make you wonder. Obviously, this would be huge if they announced it at the Xbox Bethesda showcase, and if it comes out sometime this year, that would be really cool considering that we do have a little bit of a gap with Starfield and Redfall being delayed. It would give us something to look forward to as Xbox fans. Anyway, guys, that's all the news I have today. Make sure you follow Stay Xbox Ready on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all that good stuff. We'll see you in the next video.